Told you guys I'd do a video on my outdoor wood burner, and as you can see, I'm getting ready to throw some wood into it now. Like I was been talking about in all my other videos, you don't have to spend a lot of money to have functioning, working things. Here in Appalachia, most people live in double wides, and that's actually what my house is. So legally, I'm allowed to have an indoor wood stove. There's my blower kicking on, so I'll try to close this up so you can hear me. We're allowed to have indoor wood stoves here, but our insurance is the issue. You know, some states do and don't require certain criteria for wood stoves. If I were to do an indoor wood stove in a double wide, if it's not pre-built in, I've got a fireplace I'll show you later that is built in, but it doesn't do a very good job keeping the house warm at all. It's more for looks. But my insurance will not cover anything if there's a wood burner inside the house. However, they said they would cover one outside, so I started looking into wood furnaces, outdoor units, outdoor boilers, things like that, and they're way out of my price range for now. Eventually I am going to get one. I'm saving up, working on that. Hopefully next winter we'll have that. We didn't have enough time with the money we've been putting into the homestead to do it for this winter. But what I did do is I was able to very inexpensively buy a indoor wood furnace right here. It's a Hot Blast model 1400. I was able to get it for about $300 off of Craigslist. And you know, you might ask, well, it's an indoor wood furnace, so how does that work? What I did is I was able to also cheaply buy this. As you can see here, very well insulated. This is actually an old walk-in cooler. Someone was actually getting rid of it. They had it for sale. By the time I went to go get it, the guy said, you know what, you take it off of here, you can have it. So I was able to utilize it. I was going to keep it as one big cooler, but then I realized that I would be losing a lot of heat, and then because of its age, when we moved it, it started to shift and fall apart on us. So what I did is I built the actual housing for the furnace out of you know, the walls and things from the cooler. It works really well here on the ground. It's insulated from the ground, so I don't have to worry about rust and water and things like that. Insulated up top. And as you can see, the ductwork here, what happens is you got your firebox. The firebox gets nice and hot. You got your dampener controllers here on the door dampener and the bottom dampener. That heats up, and the blower on the back, which is what you hear, which is so loud, blows that air past the firebox and into this ductwork. And what I did is I took this ductwork and I ran it into the house. It's covered up right now with insulation, and I went ahead and put a framing around it and covered it with metal because the dogs kept smashing down my ductwork and it would pop the seams open. But I've got two duct lines going into the house, and with a double wide, you have to my furnace is a downdraft, so I couldn't tie it into my furnace. So what I did is I just tied it into both runs on each side of the house, and it keeps our house very warm. In the 0 to 10 degrees, it has no problem keeping the house 65. Anywhere from 20 degrees upward, it's usually about 72 degrees in the house. So it really works great. What I did here, again, I talked about free metal. I was able to get all this metal that I house it with free out of a dumpster at our local recycling center. They're scrap metal. They pretty much let me have reign of getting some things free out of there. And I'm going to have more projects showing you the types of things that I was able to make out of free stuff. Right now here you can see I'm keeping my wood ashes. I'm going to make some lye out of this come spring, and we're going to make lye soap with our wood ashes. There's a lot of different uses for wood ashes. Actually, one of the things I could be doing with it right now, and I'm probably going to do that later, is my driveway. I can sprinkle these ashes on my driveway, and it'll help to melt that snow down and keep the ice away, and that's one of the benefits of that. But I want to show you back here just how simple it is. I've got this is the chimney exhaust here. It's coming out of here. This is our exhaust here. I left this bottom cap here open so I can clean it out come spring. And then it's a double walled chimney pipe. I went ahead, a lot of places don't require it, but I went ahead and had to go above the roof. That way my smoke doesn't come down through and get into an exhaust fan or something like that going into the house. So it's real simple. I can get to it from either door here, the back side of the house. I've got plenty of light at night. It works really well. And you know, it's just, this is an example of how you don't have to have a lot of money to heat your house, you know, with an outdoor unit. You could build your own unit like this, and you know, efficiency wise, it's a US stove, so they're not super efficient. Cold days like this, and when it's in the teens and 20s, I roughly have to fill it about every 4 to 5 hours. Now on warmer days when it's above 38, just trying to keep it warm in the house, I can go probably about 7-8 hours without loading it, no problem at all. This thing runs on, like I said, a blower motor, so the only downfall is if the power's out, I can't blow and circulate that air. However, if I have a generator, or eventually what I'm going to be doing is hooking up solar panels on top of this, and I'm going to have an inverter simply for this unit, and I'm going to be able to run it with a battery bank that I'm going to eventually house on the side of this. Or, you know, if I don't have another unit before that, but I'm going to house me a battery bank and solely run this off of solar and wood to cut down. But this does cut our heating bill about in half. So being a double wide, most of them come with electric heat, so that's a downfall, and the heat pump just doesn't work as cold as this is. But I appreciate you guys looking at it. If you guys have any other questions, you know, message me. Make sure you like and subscribe, and you know, you guys have a great day.